and welcome to the Cozy Zone. I'm your host, Persephone Jane, and we're continuing our series of extracting EQ from picture books. Today we're talking about The End of Something Wonderful, a practical guide to backyard funerals. Written by Stephanie V.W. Lucianovic, I'm not sure. Illustrated by George Ermos. A couple years ago, I wrote a picture book about a little girl who befriends death, like the personification of death. As research for that book, I went looking for books about death. I was specifically looking for books that personified death, but I ended up with a lot of books that just talk about death, and I got almost every single one of them, okay? Because, oh man, picture books that normalize death and dying do our children such a service. And I think we need more of them. The End of Something Wonderful talks about a pet dying and giving them a funeral and how you move on from that funeral. Like what kind of funeral do they get? Do they get buried in the backyard? Or is it something else? Like you can't bury a hippo in the backyard, right? Like what about all those people that have hippos? What if the pet's not really dead? Like you don't want to accidentally bury a live pet. They talk about remembering said animal and being sad and how that's okay. Wondering what happens after it's buried. These are all such logical and normal things for children to not only experience but wonder about, but if nobody else around them is talking about these things or expressing these things, they're not going to know what to do with those feelings. So books like this help those children to understand that what they're feeling or thinking or asking is normal. And frankly, adults need that reminder as well. Adults need the reminder that it's normal. Not only what they're thinking and feeling and wondering about death, but also the fact that death just happens. It's normal. And the avoidance of it is not doing anyone any favors. So, if you have children in your life and you don't know how to talk to them about this topic, or if it's just a topic that you yourself are uncomfortable with, this is a good start. It's a good place to engage with this topic without having to wait for someone to actually die. And that's the whole point here, is you engage with this topic and other topics that are also hard. You engage with them before you need them, before you have to encounter them in your life, so that when you do encounter them, you're prepared for it. This book can prepare your children, and it can prepare you. See you next time.